This is Beyond the Finish Line, the 2026 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire live show.
All right, everybody, here we are in slightly rainy Amarillo, Texas on the 2026 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire. This is super exciting, and we wanted to illustrate that our racers race in the blinding sun, and today they're racing in some pretty good rain. So we've had storms chasing us ever since we left Springfield, Illinois. We're at the very tail end of a big system, and we're really having a good time here. So we've got about 150 cars still that are with us. We're on historic Route 66, and we're having a great dinner here in town, and we've got our fantastic car show with 150 cars coming in. The Alfred State tow trucks coming through. You know what those guys did? That's one of our team that's been with us forever. They changed the rod bearings in the parking lot 2 nights ago. So super cool. So we're going to be talking to racers tonight and some of our sponsors, and also tonight in our show, we're going to be talking to Hope from the city of Amarillo. And she's the director of marketing. Somebody's going to give her a microphone. That's the cue right there. Come on out here, Hope. You're not afraid of any rain.
No.
Hope, we love Amarillo. This is not the first time that we've come here. Do you love having the Great Race coming to town?
Yes, we are ecstatic that everybody's here. We ordered the weather to go away, so it seems that order was received. But yes, we're over the moon. Love having the historic district packed with all these classic cars. I think it's a great representation of Route 66, the Centennial, and all the fabulous things happening for the year, and we hope to have y'all back in the near future.
Well, as you know, we plan these things north and south, south and north, east and west, and we've come through here several times over the years in our 40-year history, and it's such a really wonderful waypoint on Route 66 up here in this tip-top part of Texas that not a lot of people go to sometimes everybody thinks of Texas as that big, long, wide part at the bottom, and I love it up here. You guys are actually really funny because we had to change some things around today because there was a lot of wind. The rain was sort of coming, so we were trying to put up our big inflatable thing that you see on the live streams. And there were all the locals that were around, and I said, boy, it's windy. And they all looked at me and they said, this is not windy. So apparently the weather can be something here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very used to the wind, but I think you got a taste of that Texas hospitality. I know a lot of people are thinking of the central part of Texas, but when they dream of all the fabulous Texas things, they're thinking of Amarillo. They're dreaming of Amarillo. So we're excited to have lots of visitors here, and I'm glad you got a taste of the West Texas wind, but it's nice now.
It's great, and honestly, this whole thing's clearing out. We're having our dinner right down there, and the cars will continue to fill in behind us. So when we talk about what made Amarillo famous, is it stockyards? Is it the Pony Express? What's the history here?
I think it's the authentic Western culture. Again, I said that when people are thinking of Texas and the Western aspects of it, we truly represent that authentically. Again, people grow up watching Westerns, especially when I talk to people internationally. They're like, I grew up watching Westerns. That's how I learned English. I went to other parts of Texas and it's not what I saw on TV. So I really think that Western culture and heritage is what's really put us on the map. And it's trending now, but it's forever been our heritage. It will forever be. So we're excited to have people in town and really experiencing authentic Texas culture at its finest.
Well, we really love it. It's an honor to be able to be here. You guys really roll out the red carpet for us. And historic Route 66, a lot of towns we go through, they're really maximizing the impact of it. They're revitalizing their downtowns. They're using it as a way to bring in new people and promote tourism. I think it seems like you guys do that quite well here in Amarillo.
Yes, absolutely. I speak about the Western heritage, but Route 66 is a massive driver for us. Of course, you have the historic district that we're in right now. You have Cadillac Ranch to the west. To the east, you have the Big Texan. And another thing that goes well with the road tripping and car culture is Paladero Canyon State Park is actually the largest drivable canyon in the United States. You can take anything from a charter bus to a motorcycle from top to bottom, drive the entire state park all the way up to the top. So lots of cool things in Amarillo that people come to see here.
Well, I'm coming back to do that. That sounds absolutely awesome.
Please do. I'll make sure to order no rain that day. Just give me like a 2-week notice. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, you Convention and Visitors Bureau people are famous for that. I've been hearing that for a couple of days. This thing's following us along, but we're going to leave it here, if that's all right with you.
Yes, please do. We need the rain. We're thankful for it. So it's a light drizzle, and we're here for it. And we don't get a ton of rain here in West Texas. So when we get it, we're happy for it no matter what.
So I'd like to finish on one thing. You mentioned a restaurant that I've seen some billboards for, and the lure is of this 72-ounce steak that's near here. What's the deal with the 72-ounce steak?
So the 72-ounce steak challenge was actually pretty much founded by, well, it was founded by R.J. Lee, the founder. The Lees own the Big Texan Steak Ranch. It's famous for the 72-ounce steak challenge. That is a 72-ounce steak. You have your baked potato, your shrimp cocktail, salad, dinner roll are the sides as well. So you have to finish all of that within an hour. But what made the steak challenge come to be were cowboys, when it was originally on Route 66, before it moved to I-40, they sat down, they'd eat a pound of sirloin at a time. One cowboy ate 4.5 pounds of steak. All of those sides I mentioned there, so it equaled the 72 ounces, and the owner, RJ, said, if anybody can come in and do what that cowboy just did, the steak's for free on the Big Texan. So if you do it in an hour, it's free. If not, it's $72. So yeah, that's the challenge.
Fair enough. I think that's really awesome. I love hearing this kind of history. I think some of those quirky things are what Route 66 is famous for, right? The muffler men and all these great things that you see, the great neon, and now the 72-ounce steak.
Yeah, and the 72-ounce steak challenge is actually caravanning across all of Route 66. They started in Santa Monica. We just met them, visited Amarillo. We were in OKC, followed them to Tulsa. They're headed on to Chicago, so everyone's on the road this year. We love seeing it. We're just excited to see Amarillo out there being represented.
That's really cool, and great point. I mean, we have seen so many other types of touring groups out here on Route 66 for the Centennial. It makes all the sense in the world, and we're here to have everybody else on this road with us. We absolutely love it. Hope, thank you very much for being here and talking to us tonight on our, what do we call this thing, Jason? It's the Beyond the Finish Line. What's funny is they put together all these great commercials that play in between. I never actually watched them before until we got here, and that's good prep on my part. Beyond
Don't quit telling
the
on
finish
yourself.
line
He watches
here,
all of them.
here at the Hemmings Great Race, presented by Coker Tire. All right, thanks so much, Hope. We're going to move on, and I'm not going to hold this here. I believe what we're going to do is we're going to flip over here, and I'm going to let Jason take care of this one. What do you think, Jason? I'll prep you a little bit. Jason looks like he wants to dive in.
Yeah, I'm diving right in. As we get Ken and Lauren States up here, here's your microphone. Ken Creary and Lauren States here. Sorry, I abbreviated that. My friends, they're Little Ranchero, longtime great racers, right? So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about in your hobbies. Is that we're getting our mic checked up here? It's a live stream, folks. Live things happen on live streams. All right, we're good to go. Lauren, we got a lot to talk about. So you're racing in honor for 2 years now. You've called out. You're racing in honor of your dad's servicemen. That's fantastic. Let's start with that. Let's talk about the dads. Starting with yours.
Well, it's great to be here on the Great Race show, and we love the Great Race. It's our ninth race. My dad was a radio operator in Korea. Actually, his call numbers were K1EFK. I remember that since I was a girl. And when Ken and I were thinking about sponsorship, we thought hard about what should we do, and we decided that we wanted to honor both our dads, who were really, really wonderful people.
So you got more to go with that? That's a fantastic story. That is a fantastic story. I don't want to jump all over the place because I've known you guys a long time. Always smiling so big. My first comments about you guys is how happy you were to be on Great Race with us. Oh, you're handing it back to Lauren. All right, Lauren, let's talk about happiness. That's what Great Race is all about, right? Americana, nostalgia, motoring on these classic cars, on these classic roads, a little piece of history. Talk about that big old smile every day when you see me at the finish line. What's going on in your head when you roll in?
Well, I feel so blessed to be able to do this. I guess the first thing is we're traveling with a great big family, and I just love being with everybody. And every year, sometimes on our frustrating days, I wonder, well, should we keep doing this? And then I get back to the finish line, and I see all the people I really love, and I want to be here. You know, I guess the second thing is that Ken and I are avid travelers, and we just really, really love seeing the United States. Not just, fly in, fly out, maybe in a city or something, but really, really in the country. Like today when we were in McClellan National Park, it was one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been, and so that was really fantastic. And then the third thing is that we just love doing stuff together. So I'll tell you a little secret. I can get Ken to go to the opera with me to see special things like Moby Dick or Sting, and in return, here I am in the car with him.
It's a trade-off. I did not know this. This is new information to me. So it's a trade-off. I did not know about the trade-off. You guys have a fascinating, I love the comment about traveling. I've told people for years there's something different about flying through a city and getting an airport souvenir and your feet being in the soil. There's something so different about that. So while we transition, because I'm going to get to the hobby here, the hobby that we love to talk about so much, but you shocked me the other night. My old boy Ken broke out a bass guitar at the banquet that we kicked this off with. Now, what, you were hiding that this whole time?
Well, I didn't start playing until 2010. So I've been having a good time learning a lot. It was a challenge to do that song. I'm not a jazz player, but it's a jazz song, and Janet sang it beautifully, which covered all the mistakes that we made. But I've been taking lessons since 2010, and I'm in a blues band, and we play about 2 gigs a month, and we're having fun.
Oh, well, you were awesome. You could have fooled me. I saw you just pulled that thing out of the case and hopped up there. What happened was, I know it's just inside baseball, we have a banquet to kick off the event. It's all the racers and support. Everybody's in the room for the first time together. And at the end of it, before we kind of dismissed, right, it's race time the next day, Ken and Eric Frankenberger and Janet Hedke get up on – and Bob Merrick, who's a saxophone player. Great racers comprised a band, hop up on the stage and play the famous Route 66 song.
Right.
And it was awesome. You had your little runs going. I was watching you. I was like, look at this guy. No, it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So I think I'm ready. I'm warmed up now. You guys are warmed up now. You have what I think is a really neat hobby that plays into your travel desires.
Absolutely.
To go around the world, quite literally, and I want you to talk about it more better than I can, following eclipses, and you can specify which. I teed you up.
Well, we travel to see the solar eclipses, usually total solar eclipses, and often they're what they call annular eclipses, but we haven't been to one of those yet. But we do travel whenever we can to see the total solar eclipse, and they take you to places that you normally wouldn't go. We've been in, Lake Turkana in Kenya, the Makassar Straits in Indonesia. So you go places that you don't normally go. Oh, Easter Island, we were there. Oh, wow. Last 2 years ago, we were down in Mazatlan in Mexico. So the nice thing about solar eclipses is that they happen all the time, but most of the time they're over the ocean, so we don't see them. So whenever you can get to a place on land, it's a good way to travel and see things that you don't normally see. So this year we're headed to Spain to see the solar eclipse. We'll be at Madrid, and next year Egypt. So,
Egypt.
Yeah.
See, that's fantastic. That's such an incredible story. We poke fun at you being a solar eclipse fans or whatever, but it's all in good fun. That's an incredible way to almost create a reason to go and do. Yeah. It's unbelievable. I mean, you for sure are the only solar eclipse fans that I have as friends.
And you want to know the other great thing about that sport? It's similar to the Great Race in that it gets you to places that you don't normally see. I mean, Lake Turkana in Kenya is way up in the mountains with friends, and it's also a family, just like the Great Race. It's pretty much the same people going to the solar eclipses year after year after year. Just like the Great Race, people from all walks of life. And so that's what we really love when we travel. See new places, make new friends, learn and grow together, and just have a great time. That's why I always smile.
That is a good way to double back on the smile. It sounds like maybe to people listening to our shows that we're just saying it, but the old car hobby is really the people. They're preserving history. They're enjoying their cars. Some of them like to go fast. Some of them like to travel. Some of them like to just look at their cars in museums. But it is all about people. So it's no surprise that you have another hobby that's all about people, and travel's involved. So that's fantastic. So the car, 65 Ford Ranchero, does that car have a family history? I don't remember how you came by that car.
No, the car, we acquired the car because a friend of ours who lives in Vermont sent me a little picture on Facebook saying a friend of his up in Massachusetts has this car for sale. Would I be interested? And I said, nah, I'm not interested in that car. But Lauren had a meeting up in Boston, and I said, I'll take a ride up with you and go check out this car. And I did, and the car was, tip-top shape for a car its age. And the lady who was selling it was wonderful. We drove it around, had some coffee, and I said, I'll come back and think about it. And about a week later, I said, okay, I'll buy it. So I think I bought it for $5,000, which was, I think, a steal. And when I went back to get it, she said, I recognize your last name. Did you have a sister, Rose? I said, yeah. I said, and they were in the same class together, which was interesting.
Wow.
So they bought that car. They were traveling from California back home, and they saw it on the roadside for sale. They bought it and drove it back, and they kept it for about 10 years doing just parades and shows and things. And she finally said, I want to get it to somebody who's going to drive it. And we've been driving it ever since 2013. And she's been following us every year. Just keeping tabs on her car.
So I knew that car did have a story. I couldn't remember the details of it. Was that car shows up this way, and then Great Race came to you? You stumbled into it? How did you get going here?
Well, this is a really great story. So our friends Alan and Helen Runk did the Great Race in 2012. I think it was from 2013 from Minneapolis to maybe Baton Rouge, and it rained the whole time. So Alan wanted to do it again, and Helen said, I'm not going to do it unless Lauren does it, because I had a full-time job as an executive, and she knew that I probably wouldn't be able to do it. So she put that up to get out of it. What Helen didn't know was that it was the year that I planned to retire. So when she said, when Alan called Ken and Ken asked me, I said, yes, I'd love to do it. But there's more to the story. Our first race was a Gunkwit to the Villages, and Ken had never driven the car more than an hour. So I told him, if you can get the car to Gunkwit, I'll rent a car and drive up to Gunkwit to be with you, because I wasn't really sure the car could make it to Florida.
I had no idea it would make it to Maine, because I'd only driven it maybe an hour at one time, and I just didn't know, if the gauges were accurate, if they worked, or what the smells that it was smelling were all about. But it made it fine, and we didn't do any prep on the car. We had no charts, no anything, so we were just winging it.
So, and that was a Gunkwit, Maine to the Villages, Florida. That was a fantastic event. I was on that event. Yeah. And you were truly green, like a true rookie that year.
Real rookies.
I mean, the car, you, Lauren, she bushwhacked you by retiring. You didn't know that was coming. I see. We play this game where we let the lady folk in our lives somehow say no for us.
Right.
And you got tricked on that one, but you guys have been a fantastic part of this Great Race family ever since. It's a real pleasure to hang out with you guys. Do you have any parting comments before we wrap up and go to break?
Well, I just want to tell the people of Amarillo, thank you for hosting us. It's a great town. We had a beautiful drive today through McClellan National Park, and we look forward to learning more about the town and also continuing on the race. And thank you guys for running just an absolutely fantastic event.
Ken Crary, Lauren States, I got a feeling they'll be back to eat that gigantic steak over the Big Texan. We'll be back right after this break.
Thank you to these sponsors for making the Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire possible.
You know what this is? This is 10 millimeters of pain, process, failure, hope, progression, and late night victories that only we would understand. We just had. We're all looking for something. Factory rallies or perfectly restored racing knockoffs. Right-hand drive or left. Old lacquer or buried and clear. Dual quads or injected. After 70 plus years on this never-ending chase, Hemmings finally built a motor club that brings us all together. And the best part is, you can't lose it.
Introducing the all-new Coker Classic Star Series, a groundbreaking line of white wall tires designed for those who demand the best. With best-in-class speed and load ratings, extended tread life, and exceptional traction, these tires redefine what's possible. And with our comprehensive life of the tread warranty, your journey is guaranteed. The Star Series isn't just a new product, it's a statement of our dedication to quality, innovation, and most importantly, to you, our customers. If it has our name on it, you have our word on it.
It's a radial. The all-new Excelsior Roadster tire features the period-correct styling of a bias ply tire, combined with the smooth ride of a modern radial. With options for wide white wall and black sidewall, the Excelsior Roadster is available in 5 sizes to fit traditional 16-inch wheels. Mix and match sizes to create the perfect hot rod stance. And take advantage of increased ride quality, longer tread life, and tubeless radial construction. Order yours today at cokertire.com.
All right, and we're back. The rain's starting to drizzle just slightly. I've got Ashley Cooley and Marcella Clayton here. These are new racers this year for us, and they're actually on the Summit Racing and Edelbrock Performance Products team. Tell us what you're driving. I believe it's this beautiful car behind us, right?
This is a 1968 Ford Torino GT. It was my grandpa's car. He bought it almost new in 1968, and then my dad drove it, and now it's my turn.
So is this how the delineation of labor goes? Are you the driver and you're the navigator?
Yes, pretty much.
Do you have other people hidden in the car that are also helping you, or are you guys just doing it yourselves? Sometimes. That's perfect. We're not in a scoring situation here today. It's going to be just great. So one of the reasons I wanted these guys to come up here and talk to us is because they really represent one of the coolest classes that we have going on for Great Race this year, and it's new, and it's our manufacturer's class. And Summit and Edelbrock have chosen them as content creators to drive a car on their behalf, help them market. We've got these really cool hero cards that you guys are giving out to everybody in the towns. And it's just really, really fun to constantly see the new blood that's coming into our Great Race family. So how does it feel? You've got a roof on your head, so that's helping you with some of the rain, right?
Oh, yeah. Some of it.
Some of it?
Some of it.
Is it a little leaky inside, a tiny bit?
Well, if you can see here, these windows kind of don't close all the way, so we kind of get soaking wet. And those carpets, after the other day, she
Now,
might need new carpets.
you guys had another product that you were repping. It was like those cool seat things. Have you needed those yet?
We have not needed those yet. The weather has been very strange, especially today. We were actually really cold, but now it was hot, and now it's cold again. You know, it's been strange.
Yeah, it's about 70 degrees or so here in Amarillo, and frankly, it could have been 90, it could have been 100. We really just did not know. Again, but with this storm system going through, I'm pretty sure. Where do we go tomorrow? We're going to end up in Albuquerque or something. Isn't that tomorrow?
I think so.
I think so.
I've just been driving. I've been losing track of where we're going. I just drive, tell me where she goes, where she tells me where to go.
That's actually the beauty of Great Race. You know that you're driving for 9 days, and it doesn't matter whether you think you're going somewhere or not. The directions are going to tell you where to go, and you will appear. So, yeah, I think it's Albuquerque tomorrow night in New Mexico. And then Flagstaff, I think, after that.
Yes.
And we just kind of keep trucking our way along. So, well, we're having a really, really fun time. So you have other friends now back home that enjoy driving cars, playing with cars. Are you now going to be our evangelists, and you're going to get more people, young people, to come and do this with us?
Absolutely. This is just so much fun. This is the most fun I've ever had when I did this last year. And I didn't think, oh, how could this get any better? And then we had the opportunity to do this in our own cars. So yeah, absolutely. I'm going back to all my car friends back at home and saying, all right, this is something you got to look into.
I love being here with all the cars in the background. So as content creators, what are you mostly dealing with that? Like, how did you launch your channels, and what are you doing out there with that?
Well, it all started with just, I like to post about my cars, and I felt like all of my regular friends and family were getting tired of seeing my car all the time. So I just made a public account, started posting stuff, and then just made friends online, formed a community, and then it just grew and turned into something really cool. And now I get to share what I do and how I do it and inspire other people to do things.
The lighting's crazy right now, but it's okay. I started getting into cars about 2 years ago, actually. I kind of wish they were in my family, but I used to work at an ice cream shop, and I hated my job. I came into school one day, and I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, oh, my sister owns an all-girls garage called Riley's Rebuilds. And so I came in one day, and I absolutely loved it. We're rebuilding carburetors and classic cars, such as our Fairlane. We did a 50-something Chevy Nomad. We're just working on a ton of cars, and I just loved it. I quit my job at the ice cream shop, and I just started working at Riley's, and it's been like really the best thing that's happened to me in the past 2 years. Really, it means a lot to me. Like, I'm not about to get emotional right now, but it really saved me, and I really want to bring cars into my family. So I recently just got a 1974 Camaro LT. I'm so excited, but I'll be rebuilding that, and yeah.
That is so cool. So cool. Yeah, we had Riley up on the show yesterday, and I think I've seen all you guys in action at SEMA this year, where you had a big table and you were rebuilding carburetors and everything. That's such an operation, and it's so cool what you're learning how to do with that. So, I don't know, you guys got any other parting words for our audience here before you roar off?
Just have fun. If you want to do something, just get out and do it. Especially if it's something you want to build, a classic car or something. Don't let all the scary, I think this is coming in and out. Just don't let all the scary stuff stop you from doing it. Just learn it, do it, and don't be scared.
Dive right in. That's absolutely fantastic. All right, we really appreciate you guys coming by. We'd love to hear the car fire up and roll down the street. What do you think?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. Now, look, I got to get the hats back, though. These are my interview hats. Come on, show the dome. Show the dome. I know, I bought these in Oklahoma, and we're sharing them for everybody. It's, maybe Jason can help. There we go.
I'm the hat wrangler.
There we go.
I thought you were going to keep them too. My heart kind of sank a little bit.
I am so sorry. Maybe we'll come up with some more hats.
Would you like to?
I have broken the hearts of the people here.
All right, Brad, we're going to take a quick break after the girls pull out of here, and then we'll be right back with some more guests.
Fantastic.
Thank you to these sponsors for making the Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire possible. Stahl's Motors and Music Experience is a unique destination showcasing rare vintage cars, historical musical instruments, and mechanical marvels. It's a fascinating journey through engineering, design, and sound. Learn more at stahlsauto.com. Family owned and operated since 1758 in Tadcaster, England, Samuel Smith brews exceptional ales, stouts, lagers, and ciders. Find their finest offerings in bottles, cans, and on draft in restaurants, bars, and stores near you. Since 1945, McCollister's has transported some of the nation's most valuable vehicles, making its partnership with the Great Race a natural fit. With a shared commitment to preserving and celebrating America's transportation history, McCollister's is proud to serve as the official transporter of the Great Race. Discover why Peterson is known as the world's premier automotive museum. From the adrenaline of the new Fast and Furious exhibit to the crown jewels hidden in the vault, Explore hundreds of iconic vehicles from around the world, only at the Peterson Automotive Museum. Home to nearly a 500-car collection, the American Muscle Car Museum in Melbourne, Florida is open to guests through special events to support local charities throughout Brevard County. For more on their events and collection, check out AmericanMuscleCarMuseum.com. For over 40 years, California-based Oil Changers has delivered fast and friendly oil change services to drivers nationwide. Now partnered with Valvoline Instant Oil Change, two trusted names in automotive maintenance are celebrating 4 decades of keeping vehicles running smoothly. Save time and money with a quality oil change from Oil Changers and Valvoline Instant Oil Change today.
All right, we're back in the chairs. I've got Team Lion. We've got Fraser and Steve up here. These are some of our favorite racers because they are hustling around a Jaguar saloon, if I'm not mistaken.
It is indeed, yes.
So we really love people from all over the world, and you guys are really representing. So how'd you find Great Race? How'd you get here?
Well, that's all down to Steve.
Well, I first saw the Great Race advertised, I think, in about 2016 or 17, and originally wrote off to Jeff Stum. And then Jeff Stum come back to me and said, you can't do it until 2019 because it's full up. 2019 came, and I wasn't allowed in, and then you'll definitely do it in 2020, but in 2020, COVID hit. And then after COVID, and then we was allowed to do it in 2022, but unfortunately, Fraser had a cancer scare. So it was blown out in 2022, and our first race was in 2023. Fraser lives in Portland, Maine, and I asked him if he fancied doing it, and he said yes. And I said, well, I can't really get a car over there. Can we use your Matsu Jag? So he said yes. Initially, I was supposed to be the navigator, but Fraser navigates better than I can. So he said I could do the driving.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. We were in St. Augustine, Florida, and we were going to switch off, drive one day, navigate one day. Well, Steve couldn't find the hotel room for 2 days, and I figured that wasn't really a good sign on his navigating skills. And after we saw how complicated it is, we worked out I was probably the best one to do the navigating, you know. So, you know, we had a ball. We got an ace the first day of racing on that 2023, and we were hooked. You know, we really just thought we were coming along to go on the piss and have a good time, you know. But, you know, we got into the whole thing. We still quite like our beer after we get done with the race. And I got to say, you guys are definitely eating into our drinking time right now.
Well, the show is partially sponsored by Samuel Smith, one of the finest English breweries. So we'll give them a little plug here at this appropriate time.
Yeah, we did manage to drink them out of their keg at the start there.
Oh, that was you.
It was the Aussies and the Canadians and us. Trust us Commonwealths to, you know, drink the bar dry, but we'll try that tonight as well.
Well, we really love you guys because you have a lot of spirit. You're always laughing. You're having a good time. You like to interact with all the other drivers. But you guys are also really cool. You do all these other races, and you go around the world, right, with your other cars. I mean, you just returned from a pretty epic trip, I think you were telling me, didn't you?
No, not this time. You know, Steve's done quite a lot of rallying. Well, I've done the odd one in Europe and that. But generally, we're just in it for the fun. Wouldn't you agree, Steve?
Yeah, do it for the fun, yeah. But I have done other rallies. I've been to India and Peru and the Himalayas and things like that, more or less doing the same sort of thing we're doing now. But I liked a great race. You know, everyone's all so nice and happy, and all that. You know, I'm a big car buff, and I love all the cars. I just wish you would say it's called a Jaguar and not a Jaguar. But hey ho, let's not split ends. But it's also very nice that Fraser's is the only Matsu Jaguar on it. I think when we did it in 2023, I think there was 3 or 4 E-types, or XKEs as you say. I think there was 3 or 4 of them. And then we met Ed and Ed's got his car here today, so we become quite friendly with Ed. So it's nice that it's two Jaguars, an XKE and a Mark II Jag. But it's not all about winning, it's about taking part. Each morning when we get in the car, we shake hands, we say good luck to each other. I make mistakes trying to keep the speed. Fraser makes mistakes doing the navigating, but you just laugh it off. Yeah. It's pointless in arguing, and that because you're going to get nowhere then, so we just laugh it off and then you just move on.
Yeah, we've been actually getting worse as the week gets on. So, you know, we're laughing more, but we're getting worse at the racing. But, you know, who cares, you know?
I think that's such a fantastic attitude, because there's a great competition here, $160,000 plus in prize money, and there's an upper echelon that is really, really focused on that, and that's the goal. I'm really trying to instill in people that you can be competitive as you want, but make friends. Have a good time here, you know?
We've made
help your fellow man here.
We made so many friends on the Great Race. It's been fantastic, you know. And that's the thing that really makes a difference is you know, making friends, having a laugh, and a few beers at the end of the day, and not caring whether we got a minute, 30 seconds or whatever on a leg. It's about the fun. And we were having great fun.
It's like earlier on yesterday, there was a chap there and he's got a Model A4 and he blew a head gasket. And what he done, he got in touch with the Model A Club through Facebook. So, somebody picked it up. I don't personally do Facebook, but cut a long story short, they travelled about 70 miles with a head gasket in the car park overnight, put a new head gasket on it, got all the car going for him, and he said, "How much were you?" And he said, "Nothing." And then that's really, really, you know, bloke's gone out of his way to help someone, and he's back in the race the next day. And that is just wonderful.
Yeah, that's one good thing that we've got going is the car's running great. Yeah, and if we could only get our game up a bit better, we'd be much better at it. But we don't care. We're having a laugh. That's it, you know.
So I'll ask you this. So with your experience in driving around the world, what's the biggest difference in driving in America? Because our cars, our rally cars of all these different sizes and performance envelopes are out there mixing it up with our kind of regular vehicles out there. Is it much different here than it is driving in England or other countries?
Oh, it is a lot different. And when we first went out to India, we were given Ambassador Hindustans, which is based on a 1950s Morris. And it had a 1500cc diesel engine. And it was gutless, but when I got there, I had three ball tyres, and I asked where the handbrake was, and I was given a brick, and but it did the 1,000 miles. But now we can't get hold of those cars anymore, and they're much more modern cars out there. When we done the Himalayas, we were given Toyota Jeeps to run around in. But it does. And the most important instrument on a vehicle in India is the hooter, because you keep banging your hooter and then people know you're coming past because they do not look. Believe you me, they do not look, but they always hear a hooter.
Yeah, we've also noticed that Americans tend to drive a lot slower than Europeans as well. You know, that would be one thing, you know.
We seem to have some of the left lane campers around here.
That's for sure, yes. But the truckers, they truck on, that's for sure, you know. But no, the lorries, there you go. Yeah, you'll have to start referring to the boot and the bonnet.
Yeah, that's a big deal. You guys said you like the big cars. Yeah. We've got two of the biggest you'll see on the road, period.
Steve has a La France back in England.
Oh, tell us about another, like a 16 or a 17 American La France?
Yeah, it's 1924. It's got the big...
look, the La France is going by.
La France is going
Well done, La France.
Our cameraman couldn't get to that as quick. He's flipping. He's trying.
Yeah, my one is a...
Man, if you actually caught that, you're an absolute professional. Just a tiny bit of it. Yeah, so yours is built in that similar...
14.5 litre, 3-speed crash gearbox, quite a lot of my friends can't understand how I managed to drive because it has a centre throttle. But many years ago, I had a Model T Ford, and that had a centre throttle.
Sure.
It's just a hoot to drive. Mine isn't as long as that one there. My chassis has been cut down. But it was basically, to cut a long story short, it was found in New York in 2014 as a fire engine, got transported to the UK and sold, and over a 3-year period, transformed into a speedster. And then I've had it now like 3 years, and it's just a hoot to drive. It's absolutely a hoot to drive, you know.
Well, we had a funny thing happen today on the race. My phone is hooked up to the stereo, and we got a phone call from Haggerty's auction because I'd been putting a bid on a Jaguar XK150 car, and they said you've got the highest bid, but it hasn't met the reserve. So you never know. We might be buying a car on the Great Race to race next year. It's already been rallied before, so you never know. We might be in an XK150 next year.
Well, they'll stay on top of you about that. I know all those guys over there really well. So
right, yeah. They did
good
phone
point.
twice, and we didn't answer the phone because it was we were in the middle of things, you know. But there you go.
Well, an XK150 is a good choice for this. You've got a little bit bigger body on it, but it's still a good. Is it a roadster? I guess.
No, it's a fixed head coupe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a 150S. Oh, that's right.
Very nice.
With the triple carbs.
Very nice.
Yeah. 3.8. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We've had a 140 on the race before, I remember. Maybe it might have been an MC, a little bit hotter than standard. I think we've had a 120 on the race. We've had a Scadza E-types. British cars are something that we see quite often on the race. We really do like it. I've got a Sunbeam Tiger.
Ah, good for you.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really lovely car when it's about 70 degrees outside.
You got a 260 in it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I put a high performance, kind of a GT 350 spec 289 in it for a while. And frankly, it didn't really suit the character of the car at all for me. It was a 6,500 RPM solid lifter, atop a third. The front wheels were off the ground. I was just sort of airborne steering, and I said, I think the 262 barrel was just fine in this car.
It's a light car, that, isn't it?
No, you don't. So, I mean, when you talk about these giant cars that you like, these American LaFrances and things, I mean, I think of how cool those are because of those big displacements and things, but you're not building something that just burns the tires off every time you drive it. It's just big torque. It makes beautiful noise, and the clatter of it is something that you don't normally hear in cars anymore. So I think crowds really enjoy seeing truly vintage things like that.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, you know. There's always a crowd around the LaFrances, you know. And just that, they've got that piston, what is like 4 or 5 inches in diameter. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're honestly very, very happy to have you guys here. You're really, really fun competitors. We love seeing the Jag. We love seeing you. And again, you guys are rock. We're so happy. We hope you're back here with us every year. And
we
maybe,
certainly hope the missus will let me come, that's for sure.
I think this is great.
She's going to kill me if she sees this, but there you go.
All right, so these guys will be back next year in a 150S. Let's go ahead and put that in stone, and we'll interview again. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
So we're looking up here at the sky, and it's clear. It's beautiful. We knew we'd persevere. Great race. We get all the best luck. We've had such a great time here in Amarillo, Texas. We're on our way down the road tomorrow, down Route 66, with our 140-odd contestants, and we're so happy to do it. Big thanks to all our sponsors, particularly Hemmings as our title sponsor and Coker as our presenting sponsor, and all the other great brands that make up all of our other divisions. So we've been running the commercials. We're so proud. We'll be back tomorrow with more interviews. And Jason, thank you so much for the great assist as always. I don't know how Jason does it. He's the announcer all day long, and then he comes up here and chuckles it up with me. And anyway, we have a great time. All right?
Well, thanks for having us, guys. It's great.
Awesome.
Amazing race run by amazing people. Thanks very much.
Thank you. All right, and we're out. We'll see you later.